Hi there, it's Marvin Music, and we want to thank you for giving us the privilege to be able to assist you in your Medicare planning and really serve as your Medicare agent. As you know, we're in the midst now of the open enrollment season that's going to begin October 15th to December 7th. And this is a time when people who need to switch certain plans are able to make switches. And so as your agent, we want to facilitate that and give you the resources necessary to make sure that you're going to be on the right plan. So again, as you can see on the screen, the dates are October 15th to December 7th, and we can switch plans if indeed that is necessary. Now, this particular video, I want you to note this, is for those who have Medicare Advantage plans. Now, some of you not only have a Medicare Advantage plan, but you also have embedded or included within that Advantage plan a prescription drug plan. It's part of your package. And so this video and the instructions and everything I'm going to share with you is for those of you who are in this situation, Advantage plans or Advantage plans with prescription drug plans. Now, if that is not your form of coverage, which means you have made the choice to stay in original Medicare A and B and get a supplemental plan and a standalone drug plan, then this particular video is not for you. And so I would encourage you to call the number on the screen, 800-864-8890. And then when you call that number, request for the 2022 supplemental plan video where I talk about all the instructions that apply to your particular situation. All right, so those of you that are on Advantage plans or Advantage with prescription drug plans, here's some of the details that I want to share with you. First off, when it comes to Medicare and Social Security's general information, I want to make sure you know that it's proposed right now that your cost of living adjustment is going to be 6%, which is really quite good. I haven't seen an increase like that in a long time. And so, again, it's just proposed. Congress has not yet approved this proposal, but hopefully we'll get somewhere near this 6%, which will be added to your Social Security check. And again, this is something that you do on an annual basis to review that, and it's all based upon inflation, of course. But if you get a 6%, that'll be a nice increase. Now, whenever we see that increase, what happens, they always increase the Part B premium. And so what they're proposing is 6% cost of living adjustment, but also a $10 a month increase to your Part B premium. Now, again, if you're high income, you pay more than this. But if you're a single person, $88,000 or less, or a married couple, $176,000 or less in adjusted gross income, then this is what you pay for your Part B premium. This money comes out of your Social Security check if you're on Social Security, and if you're not, they bill you for this on a quarterly basis. Okay, so that's the proposed change to the Part B premium. Now, open enrollment decisions have to be made between October 15th and December 7th. Now, these plans are for the annual plans. Annual plans would be drug plans and Advantage plans. Supplemental plans are for life, so this particular period of time really does not have anything to do with supplemental plans, but it does with Advantage plans because they're only written for one contract year. And that contract year, during that time, is an agreement between Medicare, the insurance company, and you. And it's just for one calendar year. And so the plan has the right to change anything they want to from year to year. And that's why you also have the right to change plans if it's in your best interest to do so. Now, our general rule of thumb is this: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, what happens during this particular season, there's a lot of Medicare activity, certainly bombarded with radio ads and TV ads and ads coming in the mail. And basically the whole idea is to get everyone stirred up as though the whole Medicare world's on fire. And if you don't switch plans, you're going to go up in flames with it. And folks, I just want you to know that's just not true. The truth is, maybe 10 or 15% of all people that are on Medicare are really going to need to change their plan. In other words, the plan they have now is probably more than likely going to work for next year. But again, it's all right to check just to make sure, but there's nothing really to be stirred up about because most of that is just simply advertisement. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, I do want to talk about some of the things that are going to be very common this year, a lot of talk about, a lot of hype about, again, in the radio ads, the TV ads, and of course in the mail as well. And so a lot of these are just simply advertisement tactics to get people stirred up and fearful so that they can switch a plan. And so here's some of the things you're going to hear a lot about this year. One is called the Part B reduction. As we saw earlier, everyone pays a certain amount of money for their Part B. This year, that's $148.50. Again, proposed next year, $158.50. So when you hear talk about Part B givebacks or Part B reductions, what they're saying is that there are some plans, and again, really very few plans, but some plans that actually will reduce your Part B premium. They may give you a reduction of $10 a month or $30 a month or $50 a month. Some even full amount back if you qualify for Medicaid. And again, most people don't qualify for Medicaid, so there's very few people that are going to get their full Part B premium back. But I would say this to you: if you are a veteran or retired from the federal government, or you qualify for TRICARE for Life military retirement, then you could get a nice Part B premium reduction, because in those situations, you can actually use the federal government or the VA or your TRICARE system to have prescription drug coverage. And so they will give you a very nice give back, because your prescription drug coverage is coming through some other plan. So that Advantage plan then writes a plan that is for medical only. It's just for inpatient, outpatient, because you're going to use some other source for your prescription drugs. And that's why they're able to give you back that amount. But for most of you, you're not on Medicaid, you're not retired from the military or from the government, and so the likelihood of you getting some kind of a real large Part B reduction is very slight. Again, there could be some minimal amounts back, but again, not everyone's going to get that. All those type of givebacks are not in every market throughout the country, but it is something that is a possibility for some of you. The second thing I want to talk about is this new dental and vision thing that you're going to hear about. Now, the Congress this year did propose some changes to Medicare, adding some dental and some vision benefits. That is in the proposed budget. It hasn't been approved yet. Advertisers are going to use this to try to get people stirred up as though there's some big Medicare change that's occurred. And really, there is not. And there has been some proposal to adding that to original Medicare, and that would certainly come into effect sometime in the future, but that has not been passed yet. So we really know nothing about that. It's just simply going to be an advertising tactic for some. And then lastly, it's called the Flex Card. And what the Flex Card is, the Advantage plans, many of them, will give you a credit towards over-the-counter items, and they actually give you a card to be able to use that. And you can go on a website, or you can go on a catalog that the plan puts together, and you can actually order over-the-counter type products. Could be aspirin or some supplements, Band-Aids, just different things that you'd get in a drugstore, and you can order those things. And that normally is about a $10 a month or maybe a $25 a quarter credit that you get. You can go on their website and order those products at no cost to you. And again, it's a very legitimate benefit. But again, I would never take an Advantage plan because of that perk. And so you get $100 worth of vitamins and aspirin and Band-Aids for the whole year. But you also have to look at the Advantage plan to make sure it's going to be a good fit for you. So again, it's just an advertising thing that people are going to use as they talk about the different perks. All right, so those are the things that happen. Now, the whole idea behind these ads is to get you to call the 800 number so that then they can find out if you qualify, and most of you don't. And then what they're going to do is they're going to bait and switch you. They're going to switch you to some other plan, and they're going to convince you that you need to take some other plan and get off the plan that you're on now, switch to one of their plans, whether it's in your best interest or not. They're going to pressure you to make that switch. All right, so I just don't want you to really fall prey to all the advertising, all the techniques. The good old saying is still true. If it's too good to be true, it probably is, right? And so you just want to be sure that you're careful with all the ads. All right, now let's go secondly here to what you can do, though, during this annual enrollment period for switching plans. So if you're on an Advantage plan, whether that's with a drug plan or not, you actually have two different options. One option is to switch Advantage plans. You can change companies, you can change plans, you can do whatever you want with your Advantage plan, as long as the plan that you switch to is in your, what we call a service area. And so any plan that's in your area, which is basically by zip code or by county, you can switch the plan with no health questions asked whatsoever. And so we only have two requirements for switching Advantage plans. Number one, you got to be enrolled in A and B, and that plan you want to move to must be in your service area, which is basically a metro area, and you can enroll into that plan. The second thing you can do, if you are on an Advantage plan, if you would like to switch to a supplemental plan, then this is the time of the year to do that, between October 15th and December 7th. So I'm going to talk about the details of these two possible switching options for you. First off, let's just talk about switching Advantage plans, moving from one company to another, from one plan to another within the Advantage plan system. And so the way to determine whether you should do this or not is, first off, open up your annual notice of change. It's called an ANOC. Now, you should already have that. Most of the carriers send those out to you by October the 1st. If you didn't get yours, then you want to be sure to call the number on your card and tell them you didn't get your annual notice of change, and they'll mail it out to you very quickly. And you want to open that annual notice of change and start looking at what they're doing with the plan. Has the premium changed? Many of you are on zero premium plans. That may remain the same, or that premium may go up next year, and you may actually have to pay a premium. Also, look at all the deductibles. Now, with some Advantage plans this year, there's actually going to be two different deductibles. There will be an inpatient and outpatient deductible, meaning your hospital care and other services, and then you could have a separate deductible for your drug plan. And so look at the deductibles with the plan. Sometimes there's zero, sometimes there's a deductible for both of those. And so know about that. Secondly, look at the copays. You may be on a plan this year that has a specialist copay of $25. Next year it may be $50. You may be on a plan this year that has a copay to see your primary care doctor for $0, and next year's $10. But just look at the change in copays. They will let you know which copays are going to increase for CAT scans or for hospitalizations. Those are the things that you're looking for. And then look for the max out-of-pocket. We call that the MOOP. And that means that as we use services on the Advantage plan, we pay copays for about everything that we do. There's a few freebies, but most things we're paying a copay. But those copays will come to a limit each year called the max out-of-pocket. And that's usually anywhere from $3,500 to maybe $7,000 for the year. And if my copays ever equal that amount, then I'm done paying copays, and then the plan will pay 100%. So you want to be sure you're comfortable with the max out-of-pocket because that's your risk for the year. And then secondly, if everything looks good, you've opened your name and noticed a change, there's no drastic change to the plan, your doctor's still in the network, you're still happy with the plan, then you don't have to do a thing. What's going to happen? Nothing will need to be done by you, and your plan will automatically renew. So when you do nothing, it auto-renews. And so the plan you're on now will be yours until 12/31, and then the new plan, same company, same plan, will go effective January 1 of 2022. All right, now, if you do need to switch a plan, which means there's something they're doing in the plan you don't like, or maybe the plan is no longer available in your area, or maybe your doctor has left the network, or something's happened to the plan, then what we want you to do is this. We want you to log into MedicareSchoolEnroll.com. This is our website to help you to look at plans, compare plans, and to switch if necessary. So you'll log into MedicareSchoolEnroll.com and shop and switch. This is going to take about 10 to 20 minutes of your time. Now, my son, Joshua, will actually send you a video along with this email you're getting from us that will give you a very in-depth training video of all that you're going to be needing to do. And we'll not only just do it in video, but also we'll put it in PDF form if you'd like to print it out. So that'll be sent to you in an email. All right, and then if we have your login information, which means we have a username and password already within our system, when we send that email out to you, that login information will be a part of the email. So you can go to MedicareSchool.com, username and password will be provided to you, and you can log in. Now, if you don't have login information yet, it's no big deal. You go to MedicareSchool.com and you'll actually be able to create a new username and password. The username is almost always your email address, and then a very short and easy password that you can create. And then I want you to save that username and password for next year, because everything that's in there that you're going to put in there will be saved for you for the coming years. So you can always look at these plans. And then you can, once you've logged in, you'll look at all the available plans. Most markets this year are going to have anywhere from about 50 to 30 different Advantage plans. Some of those will be HMOs, some will be PPOs, but all those plans will be available. And then you can open each of those plans and look at the details, the copays, max out of pocket, the premium, and just the different benefits that plan is going to offer. You can make a quick comparison. All right. Now, if you need assistance, I want you to know this as well. You can certainly do this yourself. Many of you are very tech savvy and very comfortable doing that, and you can. It's no problem. But some of you may want a second opinion, or you're going to want some assistance with this. And so, if you need assistance, our company would love to help you compare the plans. So we're available for you. And so the way we're going to do that is you will need to schedule a call, and we'll have the opportunity for you to do that through a link, and you'll see the different times where you can schedule a call, and our renewal department will be available for you. They're well trained, well versed in all the plans, and they'll take whatever time is necessary to make sure we got good prescription drug coverage, that your doctor's network, and all the things that are necessary for you to really be comfortable with making a decision on the plan. We'll make sure you're confident about that. And remember, if you switch with us, then we still get to be your broker, where we're still available for any help that you need. If you switch through another company or some other means, then we're not going to be able to retain that agent relationship. And so we greatly appreciate the opportunity to be able to make those switches, and we'll make sure that it's done right. And we're not going to push a plan that's in our best interest, but rather find what's in your best interest. All right, so we're available to help you. Just go to that link and set up an appointment. Now, some of you are going to want to switch from your Advantage plan to a supplemental plan. In other words, you're going to change systems. Instead of being in the Advantage plan, you come in then back into what we call original Medicare A and B and get some kind of a supplemental plan to fill in the financial gaps where Medicare did not pay. All right, and so I want to give you some details about this. Number one, when we look at supplemental plans, now we write in all 50 states of the country. So in this video, I'm not going to tell you exactly what your precise premium will be, but when you call in and set up an appointment with one of our guides, they will give you exact prices and several companies that are in your area. But right now, the premiums are going to range throughout the country somewhere between about $125 to $150 a month, of course, depending upon your state. And then when we take a supplemental plan, our drug plan is not part of the supplemental plan. We actually have to have a separate drug plan. On your Advantage plan, that drug plan is embedded, it's included, and you actually just have to take what they offer. Here, we can pick and choose. Most zip codes have anywhere from 15 to 25 drug plans to choose from. So our guides will walk you through the whole process to make sure we have your meds, dosage and frequency to make sure you are on the right drug plan and can go to the pharmacy that you would like to go to. So that's part of your package when you move from Advantage to supplemental plan. You have a separate supplemental plan and a separate drug plan. All right, now, in most situations, underwriting will be required. See, once we've been on an Advantage plan for more than 1 year, anytime we want to get off an Advantage plan, now we have to medically qualify. And so what we'll do is we're going to ask you anywhere from 25 to 30 health questions. We'll have to check your medications, and that information then will be submitted to the underwriting department at the insurance company of your choice, and we'll see if they will approve you. And as long as you're in generally good health, we should be able to make that switch. But if there's something seriously going on with you, you're not going to be able to get approved to make that switch. And in fact, that's one thing I'd say to those of you that maybe are considering switching plans. The older you get, the more the risk you run to having a health problem that then would cause you to be on your Advantage plan for the rest of your life. All right, and so if you want to make that switch, really the sooner the better, just because of that risk of health changes. All right, but underwriting is required to switch from the Advantage plan to the supplemental plan. All right, now we again recommend sooner than later. Then really there's no need to wait really until October the 15th. Once we hit October 15th, we can start submitting those supplemental plan applications. And you want to get in line because truly millions of people switching from Advantage to supplemental plans, and they all have to go through underwriting. And so it gets backlogged very, very quickly. So we really like you to let us know if you want to make the switch and we have to go through underwriting. Let's get in line. And I like to do that. Usually we have all the way up to December 7th, but you'll never get through if we apply that late. So we like everything really to be in no later than November 15th so we can get in line. Because if we delay too long, you will not get through underwriting to get that switch made for this year. So don't need to wait whatsoever. We'll start on that process October 15th. Now, MAPD stands for Medicare Advantage Prescription Drug Plan. What that means on your Advantage plan, even though we want to make a switch and we go through underwriting, even if we get approved, that will not happen until January 1 because we have to do everything during October 15th, December 7th, but the plan you're on, that Advantage plan, will run all the way through the end of the year. So that's the card you're going to be using until December 31. And then if we make the switch, then your supplemental plan and your new drug plan will go effective January 1, 2022. All right. And again, we never would cancel, as this says, that Medicare Advantage plan until we got approval with the supplemental plan. So we're going to get approval, and then we take care of that cancellation process. All right, so we just wait to get underwritten approval. So here we say, if you want to switch to a supplemental plan, follow the link in the email. So that email that we're sending to you, if you want to switch from Advantage to Sup, then we can actually set up an appointment with one of our guides, and they will walk through that whole renewal process with you to make sure you know the prices, you know the different options for companies, and we have the right prescription drug plan picked out for you for the coming year as well. Again, we are happy to help you with that whole process, and we'll make sure we do a good job for you. And so some very important dates to remember. The plans are available at our website, MedicareSchoolAndRoll.com, from the 15th on. Folks, we can't do any switching until the 15th. In fact, if an agent does any switch before then, it's actually illegal. And so that's why this system will open up for you October the 15th, as well as all the enrollments that you can, if you decide you want to switch on your own, you can do so after October the 15th. Just be sure to get it done no later than December 7th, because that's when those Advantage plans that will close out at that particular time. So we have 7 weeks to switch Advantage plan to Advantage plan. And again, as we said earlier, the new coverage is going to start January the 1st. So depending upon what you're going to do, if you're going to stay on your Advantage plan, then you don't have to do anything. If you still like it, it will automatically renew. But if you're going to switch Advantage to Advantage, just remember then what you're going to do is look at the annual notice of change. The sooner the better you do that. If you're satisfied, do nothing. The plan will renew. But if you're not satisfied, then you're going to go to our website and you're going to sign in. and you're going to do a review of all the plans that are available. Of course, keep your username and password information. And if you feel comfortable with making a switch on your own, you can do so right through our site. If you're not wanting to do that, then you can certainly call and schedule an appointment for somebody within our company to assist in that whole process, help you compare and help you do that enrollment as well. So we're happy to assist you. And then for those of you that are going to switch from Advantage to supplemental plans, if you want to make that switch, then schedule that appointment, please. And that email link will get you right into our schedule, and one of our guides will walk you through the whole process to make sure that you're getting the right supplemental plan and the right standalone drug plan. Again, it's our privilege to serve as your agent, and please reach out to us in these fashions, and we will assist you to make sure that you are going to be on the right plan for 2022. Thanks so much.